Hi, my name's Lily Yang and I will be doing the brain dissection first. So first we have the frontal lobe, and then we have the parietal lobe here, and then the occipital lobe is back here, and the temporal lobe is on the sides here, and then we have the medulla with the cerebellum in the inside here, and then we have the pons, or sorry, one second. What is it actually? So this is actually the spinal cord right here coming out, and then we go in and we got the spinal cord, the medulla, and then the pons a little further up, and then the midbrain. And that is what makes up the spinal cord. And now we're gonna get to the inside of the brain here. We have the corpus callosum, callosum, and then we have the thalamus right in here, very important. And then we have the fourth ventricle right here. And then my trick to remember this little guy is Aquaman. It's actually octopus. And the real word is actually cerebral aqueducts. Okay, and now we will be going over white matter in here. You see those lines? And then gray matter where these darker spots are around the white matter. Okay, so the gyri are the parts of the outside of the brain that stick out a little more. If you notice here, like these, those would be the gyri, and then the sulci would be these kind of indents we got going on here, all along the gyri. And then we have the 12 cranial nerves in our brain, and it's kind of hard to point it out on this sheep brain, but the first one starts kind of up here in the frontal lobe and goes all the way back here to the brainstem, and then they just go in order underneath, and they just go all along. The outer layer of the brain would be the dura mater, and then we get in here, and this would be the cerebrum right here, this little, let me get right here. And then the optic, I don't know how to pronounce this word, optic chiasm would be right here, or right here. And then the cortex just lines here. So we have arachnoid matter, which is also just a matter here kind of in the inner. And then the dicephalon makes up the thalamus and the hypothalamus. And then pia matter is the innermost meningees layer. And then the hypophis, I would say, is pretty close underneath the thalamus here. And then we have the olfactory bulb up here, and the hippocampus is in charge of our emotions and transferring short-term memories into long-term memories.